Hi friends, this is Taylor from Timeless Designs. I'm going to be showing you how to make some really easy and simple Christmas ornaments today. So first I got these wood rounds off of Amazon and I just start by painting them white. I use the Waverly white paint. And then one tip is just to dip the very tip of the brush into the paint. You really want to have the most paint on the edge of the brush to make a straight line that doesn't feather too much. And so I just paint all of the wood in a nice little circle close to that outer ring. After letting that dry, I cut out some transfers from our Comfort and Joy Rub-On Transfer Christmas set, and I put it where I wanted it on the ornament and just used the rub-on tool included with the set to begin to rub on the design. As soon as you get one part of the transfer rubbed on, it gets easier to pull it up. And then I run my finger over it to make sure that it's all the way adhered to the wood surface. So I lined up the hope right where I wanted it to be. And I like to hold up the plastic sheet as I'm rubbing it and kind of peel it back as I rub it. I feel like that's the easiest way to get them to release onto the surface of my projects. Next, I seal the designs with some Mod Podge. I really prefer matte, so I use the clear matte Mod Podge to seal the design. And then I cut out part of a tree from that same rub-on transfer set. And I didn't want it to go over the edge, so I kind of lined it up to see where I wanted to cut it into more of that circle shape, so it would line up with the edge without going over the wood part. And I lined that one up right where I wanted it and began to rub it on. And peeled off that top sheet as I rubbed on the transfer. You can see it release onto the paint there. And again, I just brushed my finger over it to make sure it was all completely adhered. And I sealed that one as well with that same Mod Podge. And I let those dry. And then I picked out some beads. I'm pretty sure this came from like a Dollar Tree tag that I cut off of something else. But I liked the size of the beads. And so I put some of the brown Waverly wax onto, I just painted it on the outside of the bead to give it more of a stained look, so it would kind of stand out more against that white background. And I ended up putting it on this little threader, made it a little bit easier to paint all of the surface of it without my fingers getting in the way. And then I used a baby wipe to kind of just wipe the excess off so it looks stained. And then I got some of this jute twine that we have and threaded it through. So those threaders are really helpful. I've also used dental floss threaders. If you don't have any of the other type, the dental floss threaders are really helpful and easy to use as well. So I tried to tie some knots to keep the bead in place, and these beads were a little bit bigger than the ones I normally use. So they did kind of slide a little bit. And then I just tied a knot at the top and left a gap so it would have a place to hang on the tree. I did that for all three. Thread the bead on, tie a couple knots, then tie a knot at the very top. I try to make them about the same width, the loops, so that they'd hang in the same kind of place on the branches. I had these little ribbon bows already tied. Then I got the hot glue gun. Love this one that attaches to a DeWalt battery. Like I said, these beads were a little bit bigger than the ones I normally use, so the knots didn't secure them in a way they wouldn't move. So I just did a little hot glue underneath the beads. And then I hot glued the ribbons on the front right there where I wanted them to go. So as you can see, these were quite easy to make. If you liked this tutorial, please subscribe to our channel for more tutorials like this. Thank you.